Hello, my friends. This is once again Dr. Surendra Kumar. Thanks a lot listening and watching my previous videos and also leaving your precious comments. And today, just want to talk a very brief video, just a very brief instruction. I just want to pass it on to you. It's like man-made disasters. We've heard quite a lot this notion, this reality as existential reality across the globe in different societies and our societies also. But if we will talk short of classification, I want to read it out for you. It's there in this report. It says man-made disasters may be classified into three types: sudden disasters, insidious and continuous disasters, war and civil conflicts. War and civil conflicts. There are going to be certain examples. I'll just cite them out to you. Sudden disasters are those in which human factors are responsible. They're not natural disasters such as like avalanche, flash floods, earthquakes, you know, cloudburst and different disasters which are termed as natural disasters, but there the man human factor is responsible for such kind of disasters. We are talking, they are called man-made disasters rather than natural factors. The release of methyl gas at the pesticide plant in Bhopal in India 1984, and the leakage of radioactive substances following an explosion at the nuclear power reactor in the Soviet Union in 1986 are a couple of examples of sudden disasters. Sudden disasters that are considered natural may often be caused by preceding human activities. Mining catastrophes, earthquakes, sudden floods, and landslides may be the result of indiscriminate deforestation or of construction of dams or by seemingly unrelated human activities. This is what they're talking about. Just reading out a report, a published research. So in my previous videos talked about natural disasters, but there is another dimension of these disasters, they're known as man-made disasters, and it's very easy to have an understanding and interpret it for ourselves and for others. What are these? In which like the human factor, the trigger is human factor. If the trigger is human activity or reaction or action, it will be man-made disasters. The only difference is of a trigger. So the middle what happens, the trigger is human factor. So again, the call is very individual and personal at the same time, and collective. We must have those activities which will not propel sudden man-made disasters, because either you look for man-made disasters or natural disasters, they are damaging, they are devastating, they destroy our community, human life and property and economy and social structure, the entire ambience of our society. Human habitation is destroyed and devastated because of disasters. Either you call them natural disasters or you just take them as man-made disasters. So they are actually pathological for our societies, but at the same time, the fact is the absolute cancellation and sort of absence of natural disasters or man-made disasters may not be possible as long as the life continues on this globe. The humanity happens to be happen on this planet. Disasters will also be occurring in different formats and scenarios, maybe man-made or natural disasters, but at the same time their occurrence can be reduced dramatically and drastically to a greater extent, but unnecessarily giving them invitations, whether in the form of natural disasters or man-made disasters, is some kind of idiosyncratic, I would say, some kind of stupidity and a sloppy thing that's going to be happening and has been happening, which should not happen at all. Because of our personal awareness, understanding, predictability, kind of warning system, uh, and down of population density and some other scientific and methodological measures, if adapted and adopted, definitely either you go for natural disasters or man-made disasters, their occurrence will dramatically fall down, and that's what the entire agenda and focus has to be for the entire globe. Across the globe, I'm talking about different setups of human habitation. So this has to happen, and people have to bear it in mind and sort of keep their make this as practical reality and existential reality, because the occurrence, if we are able to manage and reduce it to lesser extent, it will be a benefit for us, and it will also hone up and sort of encourage and propel sustainable development. So this is what I just want to talk over. Thanks a lot listening, watching, and at the same time I believe that made some comments. This is Dr. Surendra Kumar.